My main man's VIP Gutter and Japrio.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Baltimore Flava Radio.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so we seen y'all at the cipher for 16. I was like, yeah, we gotta get them up on the show. From now on, he was like, you book somebody? I was like, yeah. He was like, they rap anything. I was like, yeah. How you know? I know a lot of them. So y'all got a joint project coming out.
Yeah. Me and my man Pero, Japrio. Man, we've been rocking since like 2007. That's when we first met at we was doing the show at Belvedere Hotel.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We used to do the Sweet Lounge. And that's how we first met, through mutual friends. And I mean, we was peeping each other out. I mean, I picked up on his vibe, and I kind of like, I mean, you see other artists doing their thing. I mean, you want to, I mean, get to do features and collaborations with him. So, I mean, he was a good dude. We linked up, and when the first joint we did, Competitive Ground. I had I needed a feature, and it was a certain type of feel I wanted for the record, and people that I thought would fit on it. So I reached out to him, and we did the joint. It was on like my first album when I changed my name, because I used to go by another name, J Child, when I was with Unruly Records back in the day. So I changed my name. Yeah, I changed my name from J Child because I wasn't a child anymore. So I felt like I wanted a new beginning. So I changed it. Yeah. And then the music was evolving too. So I was getting more mature. So I changed it to VIP Gutter. Kind of like my lifestyle, but on some grown man type stuff. So
what was it about Jay that made you want to rock with him, not only on that song, but to actually do the project?
Because he was a dope MC, and he focused more on substance and lyrics. And that's what that's what I strive to do every album and every song I do. So I saw a lot of things that remind me of myself. So I reached out to him. We did the joint. The joint was dope. And then in the return, he had a joint called Planking on a Million, and he sent the joint to me. And then from there, we just kept in touch, kept rocking, and that was been like 8 years now. It's been some years. So he was like, man, we've been doing joints solo, and we always support each other. So we like everybody, like all, because we got like a similar fan base, and through my fan base and his fan base, we all come together. So they wanted us to do a joint together. So we like, man, let's just give them one. Yeah. So I mean, we came up with a dope concept called Restore the Feeling, because we felt like the hip hop essence. Not to knock nobody. I love all music and whatever you do. I just felt like hip hop is about that. You know what I mean? About the lyrics, about the having a message or something. You know what I mean? In your music. So we wanted to give them that, but also give them something they can dance to. You know what I mean? Something that you can relate to, whether it's storytelling or, you know what I mean, just the lyricism, pure lyricism. So that's what we willing to, you know what I mean? That's what we're gonna give you on this new joint. Restore the Feeling.
Love the title. Love the title. How long have you guys been rocking individually?
You mean well, I mean,
like in the game,
and like rapping, I've probably been rapping since I was like 11 or 12. So probably like around the time Snoop first album came out. I probably shouldn't have been listening to it. I probably shouldn't have been listening to it, but I remember like Columbia House used to have CDs for a penny, and then like my father, he had it.
Columbia House.
He had. I still owe him money.
So do I. Probably.
And
if they can find me,
too.
they can get it. If they can find me,
they probably take it out my royalty checks or something. But yeah, like summer '93, I think I had like the Chronic, Doggy Style, not ATL Aliens on the first Outkast album, and I was in like 7th grade. We went back to school, and I just remember like everybody had like new sneakers on and all of that, and I just remember my mother wouldn't buy the Deion Sanders, and that shit made me so mad. So I was like, if I don't got them on, I'm gonna rap better than everybody. So it was like I used to get like people used to like snap and joke. So I think around that time my homeboys are like they 41, 42. So they like 6, 7 years older than me. So when I was rapping, I was rapping way earlier than most kids probably was. So in 93, 94, no 6th and 7th grade kid was rapping like that. So I started back then. But probably around 98, 99 is when I really got it going. And Mully Man was winning on like 92Q. And then Mully Man won the first round, him and his sister. I think they went for a couple weeks straight. I was in like 11th grade or maybe it was 11th grade, but I went to 12th grade by the time like 98 came. I stayed on the radio from basically October of 98 all the way until like February of 99. So I stayed on 92Q. So every night they called my house, I was rapping on there. So while I'm in school, people like would be like putting stuff like in they come to my locker, or, they get up with me and just tell me like to say stuff like little lines, bars or whatever. So back then, I don't even think I knew how to count bars at that time. I probably didn't even, I could count them, but I didn't really understand like stopping and starting and all of that. So 98, 99, I was on the radio. So DJ Clue like endorsed like the way I rapped. He thought I sounded like a girl because my voice was way higher. Master P did. It was crazy. So it was like, I think I kind of started early. And then I'm assuming you started pretty much the same time I did, like 96, 97. So yeah, I probably didn't start taking it serious. I used to play basketball. So then I just stopped and growing. I stopped growing. So I was like, shit, I gotta do something. I gotta do something.
You ain't look up the Muggsy and say, oh, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, no. And it was like, rap was like another way. Like, you got the cool, like you got the cool people, you got the people that's real smart. And people try to say nerds, dudes who play chess and stuff like that. And then you had the jocks, the football players. So I made it like rapping. Like, so I had little dudes like younger than me. I was in like 12th grade. I had my little homeboys, like they was in 9th grade and they used to rap too. So basically like it was 3 of us, 3 of them. So then just over time, it just like I started like having a little crew. And then basically what it was, he had his own crew too. So it was like we just met up. And then basically once everybody kind of gave up, I just was like, you know what? This is just the same way I had it before, but I don't got to tell him what to do. He don't really got to tell me what to do. It's just like, what? Let's just link up and just make it stronger. Cause like our crews is cool with each other. And I'm from one side, he from another side of town. So that's what make it cool. So it's like, I'm on West, I'm good cause I'm with him and East, and then his brother from East too. So it's cool. Like that's how we vibe out.
What made you keep going when all of those other guys were giving up?
I think it's like to prove to my friends, like, man, I got close to record deals so much. Like, Murder Inc., Bloodline, DMX label. Mm-hmm. The reason I didn't get signed to DMX label was because the day that we chose to meet with the A&R was the time, like around this time, Christmas time. So basically, they moved the office from New York to LA because DMX was shooting Exit Wounds, all the movies with the movie with the lid, all of that. So it was my fault. My homeboy, well, actually, it wasn't my fault, but my homeboy was like, let's take a couple more days to work on the demo and not have the meeting. But we didn't know, we were so young. We like, yo, it's Christmas break. This gonna be fire by the time we get up there. We get to New York and we call and the lady like, oh, we moved the office, but we don't know what our budget looking like. So we knew what time it was. Yeah. They ain't had no money for no more artists. He wasn't focusing on that. He was doing movies. So we messed that up. The Murder Inc. deal, that Irv Gotti just never heard the music. So the dude who basically was going to pass it to Irv was, somebody that basically kind of got them, put them out, is the reason they can't operate the way they operate today. So that guy is the guy who had it and promised, like, I'm gonna make sure this happens. So, in 2000, 2001, around that time, I probably would have had a record deal. So that it made me ill to wanting to be signed by a label. So to prove to my friends I grew up with and just wanting to have something more, like not just show like, you know what, I'm not gonna chase the label no more. Let me make it so that my sons, they got something, and people I grew up around. Let's make it seem like we are that label. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let it be something that I can have later on. Even when I get older, you know what I'm saying? I can still produce. I can still sit there and mix music and be an ear or be an A&R or something like that. That's the way I looked at it. So now it's like I still see like they want to do it, but it's kind of like I'm still taking the lead. So I just needed somebody else strong to be with me. So then now we can kind of do it together. So that's the way. That's what really kept me pressing on it.
Jay?
Yeah. So y'all both are solo artists. Y'all have individual projects. How does like is this something that just mix with y'all? Like when y'all hear a beat, do y'all be like, I ain't feeling that one, man. Throw that one to the side.
No, like the creative process, I mean, it's easy because we both got our own studio set up. So and also when we feel like doing something together, we just come together and vibe together. So if I hear something that I think is dope for us and I got an idea, I lay it down and I send it over to him.
Okay.
And then kind of like the same thing with him. If he got an idea, he'll send it over to me. And then we just, because we know each other's vibe, so we just pick up on it easily. So I mean, only time it's tough is when like you try and get that certain song and you just don't know what you're missing. Right. So like that take a little more time, and then you gotta be kind of like in the same space to kind of vibe together. But a lot of times we just knock them out.
And what the VIP stands for?
Well, like when I came up with that part of my name, because I always was called Gutter since a kid. It was battle rapping when I first started rapping. From a little kid, I was ratchet, real ratchet. So I mean, I can relate to the. I can relate to the younger generation and the type of music they make. Even though I'm brought up in the 80s and 90s, so my lyrics was way more. You know what I mean, I was on another level. So I mean, I had the Gutter already. Like everybody call me Gutter. That's my nickname. Don't ask me why, but I mean that's my nickname. So the VIP part, I was in there like going out. I would do VIP events. Everybody's birthday, I'm the first person that want to party. If it's your birthday, I want to celebrate. I want to party. So we got a VIP section. That's all I'm doing. I don't like being crowded around a lot of people. I don't like when the club too packed. I want my own place. I want my own couch, bottles, and all that. I ain't got to worry about going to the bar. So that's where the VIP came. And I felt like I was getting more mature. So I was dressing up. I was wearing sweaters and button-ups and ties. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a smooth dude. So we're going to do the VIP Gutter. It's not, Gutter doesn't have to be like, I mean, a bad thing. You don't have to be, I mean, nobody or trash or, I mean, to be Gutter. Like, you know what I mean? You can, I made it a little more smooth. So that's what the VIP Gutter.
Definitely did, because when I was in Atlanta for the A3C, Master P was telling us how, you know, he tried to tell C Murder to change his name, but he just didn't want to. He was just like hard-headed. He was like, because I mean, bound to catch up with you at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and when you change your name, it got to fit you. So you can't just like how when Titty Boy was, I mean, 2 Chainz was Titty Boy. Right. So it's like. You know what I mean, like it gotta fit you. It can't just be because it'd be something corny. So like
that was corny from the jump.
Yeah, it was. It was. But I mean, I guess people was calling him Titty Boy. So I don't know why, but
somebody in the camp had to be like, bro.
So the name change gotta fit you. And I had the same type of situation. My one of my best friends, he played in the NFL. His name Jason Murphy. Went to Emerson High School. He was talking to me like he used to try to help me out. Like I had a lot of connects through him and his people he knew. He was like, oh, you should change your name. You should change your name. This is when I was J Child. And I was like, I ain't want to change my name. I'm like, nah, I'm me. Like, I'm J Child. I mean, so I don't want to change my name.
A couple times with artists, like, I think you should change your name. No, why am I change my name? This is my name.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just gotta be in. You just it gotta be happening at the right moment. Yeah, man, pretty much.
Now, Japrio, I done seen you get on some a lot of things that I was like, how did he get that? Because you like quiet, more subtle when I see you. I don't particularly see you like a lot of the rest of the Molly Mans, the Skog Bars. And then I seen you on a couple tracks with them actually I think it was you, Pork Chop, Skog Bar.
Yeah, I can tell a real story behind that. Like I went to school with Quicksilver, so when I was in high school, Quicksilver was like DJing like already. Like you gotta think like all the people from here, they were really doing what they was doing in middle school, and elementary school. So when I met him, my homeboys used to the first parties like Trilogies, Twilight. They was getting into fights and scuffles because of what he was playing. So when I go to DC or my homeboys go to DC, I mean, 9 times out of 10, when he's shouting you out and saying Baltimore, like dudes in other places, they don't like it. So, you know, watching him, he would bring me to the radio station. He'd tell me, this is what you do. You know, you put out this mixtape, you burn 100 CDs, you give them to the DJs, you do this. He was putting all of those gems and jewels. And then what happened eventually is he moved to DC, and then he did what he did. And, you know, we were still here. We only had the one radio station because he was on 105.7 at the time. So when he was on 105.7, basically, you know, people, that was how they used like making it a band and all of that. So like Los, I grew up around Los because him and my homeboy are friends. So Danny P, Danny Parsons or whatever, he grew up with me, and then him and Danny are cool. So me and Los was battling. Los wasn't even really rapping like that. He just caught fire at a certain time. So the story pretty much was that Scar Akbar was the person, the battle. So he would ride on the 5 or the 44 or the 33 to find people to battle. So when the first time I met him over Yale Heights, over that way. And I'm around your way. So, and I mean, when I seen him, he heard me on 92Q. He like, oh, I'm ready. He chewed he chewed me out the first time I met him. So then I'm gonna say out of all the rounds, we might have went like 3 rounds. He probably got me the 2 out of the 3. So the next time I see him, he with X1, the dude from Onyx, that Sticky Fingers brother. So I seen him in St. Clair Lane. So next time I see him, he's like, all right, let's link up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from Sedonia, so being over from that way, I meet Scar. I tell him come to Morgan. I bring him out for a show. So then we battle at this like event. I win the trophy. A little scuffle happened because Scar don't like losing.
He don't.
So it wasn't towards me. We always stayed cool, but he told me, he said, if I don't win, it's going down. Like that's how he used to be. Like so now the way he is now is way different than he was, you know, a long time ago. And and still sharp and still. So it's basically from battling him, being around Quicksilver, and what's his name? Reds, DJ Reds too. So learning from them, I think we ended up doing a song that Quick had. And what happened is they had Pork Chop, 100 Grand, Scar, Los. And I remember everybody in there writing raps. They all in their phones, typing verses and everything. And they said, who ready to go? And I said, I'm ready to go. And you only got 8 bars on Quick song. I said the first 8 bars on that song. And what happened was because of what I said, the lines that I had in the song, they was like, it was so hard. It was too hard for them to play it on the radio. They had to get Pork Chops first in the front so that for, you know, purposes of it being played, Pork Chops verse went first. Then nobody else but Scar wanted to go after that. Los was ready. He was writing his, you know, I seen him write his, you know, Los got when put his. So the way the order is not really the way it was. It was made that way so that it could keep the momentum going. So it's more radio friendly. But no, like when I did that verse, you should have seen everybody's faces in there. Cause I mean, I make music with him and just people. I've been making this music for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like people get intimidated because I don't do a whole bunch of talking. I was in the clubs with all of these people and all of that. Like I never lost no battle other to Scar. That was the only one I ever lost. So that when I lost that first one, I wasn't losing no more.
Yeah. Same way he was at the Cypher. Yeah. Same way he was at the Cypher, just laid back. So just let everybody know like this project that you guys have together. When are we going to be able to hear it?
Well, we like 75% done. So it's real soon, like another, I say, when you say March, April, springtime.
Oh, so y'all coming back before it dropped then?
Yeah, we gotta come back because we got some joints. We got some.
Okay.
We got some fire too.
Okay.
Like next level fire. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like a lot of times, like one of his albums, he let me executive produce because I make beats too. So he let me executive produce it. So like before, like we go on to make another solo project, we just stop. And now it's just we just work on our stuff together. So I'm gonna say April. I'm gonna say April probably we'd be ready to rock and roll.
All right, so get in touch with me. In March or April, we'll get y'all back up here before the joint.
Yeah, definitely. But right now his album is out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just put a new album out New Year's Eve. It's called Do It for the Love too.
Okay.
I put out the first Do It for the Love 2 years ago on New Year's Eve. So it's like kind of like a trend. I wanted to keep the tradition going. It's real like hip hop soul. Like if you listen to it, it's everywhere. Just Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube. Anyway, that Piff. So look it up. It's definitely a dope joint to check out.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because when we bring you guys back, not only do I want to talk about the music, but I want to talk about like the business side of it, like the way that you guys are able to put your music out on those platforms.
Oh yeah, no problem. Because
we have a lot of, especially young people in the hip hop generation in this city that don't understand that part of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They be like, "Oh, I'm on that Piff, and maybe one other joint, and not really benefiting financially.
Yeah, they're not getting paid.
They should be. So next time we bring you guys on, I want to definitely touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, and like I was telling Pero, if you got anything online, streaming, YouTube, soundexchange.com, like royalties, publishing, you can get a check, you can get a direct deposit straight to your account. They do it like quarterly, or they do it like a certain amount of money, and every 30 days, straight to you. Like whenever somebody click your name and they playing your music, it comes straight to you. So, and like,
there's a lot of people I know in this city that's getting their music played and
they ain't getting paid.
For it. And I'm like,
you gotta get your publishing right, get your ASCAP, BMIs, whatever, and your sound exchange definitely because everybody's streaming. So that's how you get paid online. You know what I mean?
If you don't have your like the publishing and all of that straight, somebody else could be making money off of you.
Absolutely.
And I had that happen before. He had a record playing on Power on the first episode.
Did you know until you saw it?
Wow.
Yeah.
All over the United States.
Yeah, DTLR radio, the song he had.
I would come on the second episode, Ghost walks in the club, and my song come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they took our verses off. Yeah. So they leased
the. I ain't own the beat.
Yeah.
So it was like there's nothing I can do about it. So
yeah.
We definitely going.
They leased the beat.
They leased the beat.
Yeah, that's what happened with Taz. Taz right now. It was actually played on Empire.
Yeah. I remember him announcing that. I learned a long time ago. I took a CD to 92Q, and they was looping my beat. But back then it was cool because I didn't know how to get the BDS. Right. So what I did was after they start playing it, I went back and got the BDS for it. And then I was like, you know what? They're not, that was cool because back in the early 2000s, we didn't know that. So like we learned from that. So now like if we put something out, we put it on Bandcamp first so we can get the money up front. So I feel like with us working together, we're not going to lose or do those little mishaps.
Definitely going to touch on that when y'all come back, man. But just let everybody know how they can follow y'all on social media.
All my social media is Japiro, so it's JAPIRO. Like Gutter was saying, I mean, I got my albums on iTunes, Spotify, and Apple Music. Rap for Breakfast was my biggest album. I put that out in 2015, came right back 6 months later. I got an album called Free Lunch, which a few people then tried to jack me for. So I put it out for free, and I did a little mini concert, and then I put it out digitally. So I actually did my my promo backwards. So I did it a little different than most people do. And other than that, yeah, pretty much. And my website is PeroPenthouse.com. So I got a podcast. So I you know, I might have y'all come through and get y'all on there, because we never get to film. We film, but since it's a podcast, we never get to have other radio shows. So I think that'd be pretty dope.
I ain't doing nothing after the show, bro.
Yeah, it'll be pretty dope. So yeah, check it out. So I got you know, I put other people's music up there, and I kind of make sure that, you know, I got all my links and everything linked up to what's going on.
What's up?
Yeah, my name VIP Gutter, all one word, VIPGUTTER, spelled correctly.
Gutter.
Yeah, spelled correctly.
VIP Gutter.
Yeah, gutter. Snapchat, Instagram. My Facebook is Jamal Giles. That's my real name, because I got 2 pages. One of them I'm locked out of. I can't get in it. So it's
Man,
the real.
like 3
You would
pages.
say it though, because I
went
got
looking for you.
Yeah.
Like 3.
But the correct one right now, my profile picture is a picture of the album cover with my kids. On Facebook, Jamal Giles, Giles.
That's just one of the random fans we have sitting around.
Yeah,
I
I got my government on Facebook because my mother, my Facebook friend, so I got my government on there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna schedule the date for y'all to come back before we even leave up out.
Oh yeah, that's
so
dope.
We want to make
That's
sure
dope.
it happens. So definitely good looking, man. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit, man. Good luck with the project and everything that y'all doing, man. Y'all doors open whenever y'all need to come.
Thanks, I appreciate the platform.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I mean?
VIP Gutter and Japrio, give it up for them.